So I found these guys at Walmart. You may have heard the story in my Leader Optimus review, but I found them at Walmart. They scanned up all right. So Leader Grimlock and Leader Optimus came home with me tonight. Or at least came to work with me. They haven't gone home yet, technically. Optimus Prime, if you saw my video, I'm actually not 100% in love with, but I'm pretty enamored with it. I'm kind of a sucker for Optimus Primes, and it's not a horrible figure. Grimlock, man, you know, I wanted to sit here and tell you, like, hey, you know what? In hand, he is not as bad as he looks, and I would be lying to you. From the side, not horrible. You can get some angles where he doesn't look quite as ridiculous. One, I think they ruined him with too much chrome. I don't mind the chrome so much when it's used right, and on Optimus, I think they used it right. With Grimlock, it looks like they just kind of said, put some chrome on him and slathered him with it. It really is not flattering at all to him. And then, like I said, from the side, okay, it's vaguely T-Rexy dinosaur. His torso is a little overly long. When you look at the position of his arms to his head, it gets a little silly. From the top, all of a sudden he gets like really wide and fat. Like he looks like if you take off his head, that looks like a piece of fish that I filleted for dinner. He's just flat and like spiny, and then underneath, I mean, like just look at that gap between his head and his arms there. And I don't mean like this open gap. We'll get to that in a minute. But I mean like just the space between the size of his head and his shoulders is just ridiculous. And then he's got this giant open rib cage, which again, these are supposed to flip out like this. You can flip them around and in to kind of fill that. But then it looks like his ribs are bent the wrong way. And it doesn't really help. Let me get this out just to show you. You can kind of do that. But as you can see, that's not really wowing anybody there. So yeah, it's just a little weird and awkward, and like back here on his feet, like his robot fists are literally like the heels of his feet, and they're not even attempted to hide the fact that those are just his robot fists at the back of his feet. Yeah, like I said, I'll tell you right off the bat, if you're going for a Grimlock from this line, get the Voyager. Just save your money and get the Voyager. If that's all you were looking for out of this video review, then you can stop now. Because that's my recommendation. If you want to travel further down in this crap-it hole, we can certainly do that. He's not that bad. Like his robot mode is actually not horrible, but just his dinosaur mode is just, man, what a sad dinosaur. Anyway, on to the rest. So Transformer Mode is going to pop this tail off, and he'll fall forward. And his tail separates into two pieces. We'll go ahead and transform them into the weapon modes now. This piece is supposed to flip out. I don't know how easily it's supposed to flip out, because they didn't make it all. There's no little notch or anything in any of these ridges to really get a good grip on it. And it's very tight. I've had some luck getting like a pin or something and pushing it up through here and then getting a grip on it and flipping it down. But it's a really tight joint there. And then you flip this down, and that's going to be his shield. It'll peg on like this on one side. And then the dragon tooth mace is formed from his tail. And this is actually pretty cool. You split the tail open, and you slide it up here, and then open it up around this onto here. And then he's got his giant mace. And that by itself, that's kind of a neat weapon. I don't know why it's called a dragon tooth versus a dinosaur tooth, but since it does form from his butt, maybe he ate a dragon. I don't know. But yeah, but it's actually a pretty neat mace. I'll give it that. So the rest of him. We're going to start off back here. We're going to just go ahead and split the legs off here, just like this. And then you can see they tab in right here on the neck. Very shiny, you'll see, very shiny. And we can go ahead and pull the head out just to get it out of the way. So the legs come down and around like so. Like that. I don't know. Okay, like this. So this comes up to form the knee. And then you fold the dragon arm down and fold the feet around like this. And I guess you can fold these around and give them some. I don't even know why those are on hinges, really. I mean, I guess. Yeah, huh. I have no idea why those are even on hinges. I guess to kind of fill in the back of the leg there, because that's really all they do. This has to come around. Do some weird finagling with the foot to get it to flip around. because you want to bring it around. So this tab right here, once you fold this up, this tab comes around and plugs in to this slot right here and locks it into place. There you go. There's his leg. So I guess that piece just comes around to kind of fill out the leg there. You get out of it. Get out of the way there. So he's got these really skinny legs. You can, if you want, give him elf shoes. There's a toe piece up here that flips around to give him elf shoes. And that is the proper transformation. I guess you could leave it forward if you want to give him a pointy foot, but it is supposed to flip up around like that. Flip that down. We'll flip these out again. Get the foot around here. There. There we go. Close that up. Lock it up. And bring that around. So the knee fits. You can see the knee should come down, so these actually plug into the knee, which locks it in place. I didn't do that over here either. So yeah. So that'll actually lock the knee. Again, kind of like Optimus, the legs have some neat transformation bits in them, even if you count the elf shoes. So yeah, so there's the lower leg pretty much done. And you can see it's very skinny. He's a very skinny robot. And up here on top, not a whole lot is going to surprise you up here on top. You bring the arms down. You fold these panels down like this. The arms actually pop off here. You can see there's a tab up in here, and then you're going to push, kind of hinge them back, so then now this tabs into here. And you can see it's already wearing the chrome off, which is, you know, first transformation, and we're already wearing the chrome off. At least nubs. And you snap that on right there. Lift it up, fold it back, snap it on right there. And you fold the arms around, fold the dinosaur feet up onto the arm, flip the arm around, rotate the fist around. And then you come back here. The whole torso, actually now, slides down like this to reveal his robot head. Yeah. And then this piece comes up. You split his dragon, or his dinosaur. I keep saying dragon because he's got that dragon tooth made. Dinosaur head in half. So you flip it in half like this. And then once it's split in half, like the dinosaur jaw does move, which is nice. But then you take the dinosaur jaw and you actually flip it up and around and then tab it in here to form the shoulder pauldron. So there's some transformation in the dinosaur head, which I guess is kind of neat. You don't have the jaw hanging off his butt like on the Voyager. So I guess there's something to be said there. Flip this back up onto his shoulders, plug it in, and then just set them down. And again, arms, you can move them out like this, and they stop right there unless you ratchet them straight in against his body. Like even Optimus has a little bit more range of motion than that, which is disappointing. So yeah, and there he is in robot mode. That's really all there is to it. And his robot mode is not horrible. Again, overly chromed. You do bring these up, these little jaw lines up to plug into here. They're soft rubber, so they're easy to manipulate. You get them and just plug them right up into there. So yeah, it's not a horrible robot mode. It's dynamic. It's kind of powerful. I guess you could flip these up after the fact too, just to get them out of the way. But it just seems skinny and lanky, and again, overly chromed. I feel like had they left it alone from the pictures we saw at Toy Fair, he would have been... His dinosaur mode still would have looked ridiculous, but it wouldn't have looked quite as conspicuously ridiculous, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. Like, just too much chrome, which, again, is chipping off right off the bat. Like, some of this, especially up on the tabs here, which, again, is hidden, but it doesn't give me any sort of confidence in the chrome on the rest of him. Like, so we'll see how that holds up over time. The mace is actually pretty cool. He does have a neat little weapon, which he can hold in his hand. And as I mentioned earlier, I just wish his shoulders gave more movement than that, because I want to just have him just his arm just a little bit out, and you can't do it. You have to go that far. That's, I mean, I'm sure there's a way to just, you know, shave something down in there and get that working a little better, but that's just so annoying. And then the shield, like I said, this little tab right here, if you rotate his arm out so the fist is, or so the foot's on the side, it actually pegs in there. You see the slot there on the bottom of the foot. Maybe it's hard to see because of the darkness. There's a slot in the foot that this just slides into. I guess you can go it this way or either way. You can have it facing either way. If you want to have the little kind of saw blade weapony thing facing down, you can. So he's got a shield and a mace, and I guess that's cool. Like I said, overall his robot mode it's lanky, but it looks like it's kind of supposed to be a little lanky in the movie. You do get a little bit more options, a little bit more posability out of his shoulder pads than you do on the Voyager. But I just feel like if you want Grimlock from this movie, the Voyager's just way better in a lot of ways. He's a lot more posable. He's not limited by the ratchety clicks. His dinosaur mode is actually like semi-proportionate. Like it looks much better in dinosaur mode than this guy does. And plus he's got the snappy jaw gimmick, which is fun. And whereas this guy in dinosaur mode is just something to show your friends when you're like, hey, if you want to see something funny. You know, like I feel like that was what they found at the end of Stand By Me. But anyway, yeah, just to get a real quick size comparison, he is a little taller than Optimus. A little bulkier, at least up in the upper torso. So, again, we haven't seen the official robot mode images from the movie, set aside from purportedly, you know, that shot on the back of the T-shirts, which does seem to mimic this close enough that this is probably a semi-decent representation of what his robot mode is going to look like in the movie. Posability-wise, I mean, this toy just isn't fun. And that's really what it comes down to for me. Like, despite the fact that there are a couple neat little things, and he does have a nice mace, this version of Grimlock just isn't fun, and the Voyager is. Like I said, Prime, I had a good time with Prime. There was some fun, especially in his leg transformation. And all in all, he's not a bad figure. He's fun to pose. He looks decent, and Grimlock looks okay from there up. You know, if you hide his legs, he looks okay. But he's overly chromed in the worst places. I'd save your money on this guy, is really my recommendation. But yeah, there it is, a Leader Grimlock from Age of Extinction.